Evening everyone, welcome back to the channel and Merry Christmas. So tonight I'm going to be unboxing this, which is the Valeton GP-200 Multi-FX processor. So first question I guess you're going to ask is why? Why this? I've been a long time user of BOSS ME Multi-FX processors. I've had the ME50, I've had the ME70, I've had three, count them, three ME80s. Never had any trouble with them. The only reason I've had three is because I've not needed them. You know, I've been in a band, the band's finished or whatever, and I've offloaded it. So I've never ever had a problem with BOSS ME products. I was also a big fan of the Zoom Multi-FX as well. The G3 was great. Love that. Um, but if you notice, if you check out the other videos on the channel, I did a review of the Zoom G6, which came out, I think it was last year, maybe, or maybe even the year before, and that was just a disaster. The UI was just unusable, really. It was very, very cheaply made, and really let down by Zoom on that one. So I just hope Zoom comes up with something better next time round. But the G6, I'm finished with Zoom after that. So you're probably asking, why did I not just get a BOSS ME90? They've just been released. BOSS are pretty reliable. I've never had an issue with them. And the reason is I'm just a little bit bored. I'm bored of BOSS. I'm bored of the ME90, the ME series. Having all those knobs and things getting caught, and the ME series, out of necessity, their multi-effects are a lot sort of larger than what's necessary, because they have to include all the different labels for all the different effects. Yeah, I just think they're a bit old-fashioned now. I mean, they've probably always been old-fashioned, but especially these days, I was after something a little bit more modern. I was after something, a little bit smaller, which this is. I definitely wasn't after something with the touch screen like the Zoom G6, because that was just awful. So, but I was after something that had a display, rather than just having one knob per function. To be honest with you, I didn't use half of the features on the ME80, so I had a lot of just knobs just sitting there doing nothing. So with this, there's less knobs. There's sort of the foot switches seem to be more flexible. You can set it up in various ways, which I liked. Yeah. Plus, this is actually less expensive than the ME90. I got this for £247 with Amazon Prime, which is about £40 cheaper than the ME90. Um, the ME90 doesn't even come with its own power supply. BOSS have stopped shipping power supply, so there's another £10 on top of that. What I will say about the BOSS is, and this is true about the ME90 as well, is they've always sort of run on batteries, which is really handy. I like having that, at least that backup of having batteries, knowing that I can just chuck them in and away you go. And in fact, when I was gigging with an ME80, I just used batteries, and it lasted for a good 2 or 3 gigs and a good 2 or 3 practices. So that saved on the cable, the power cable. So I did like the ME80, obviously because I had three of them, but I just thought it was time for a change. Also, the ME90, I thought was not really much of an upgrade over the ME80. I mean, you had a few different colored LEDs. It's got the new AIRD modeling as opposed to the old COSM modeling. So there's a few upgrades here and there, but it wasn't really anything new. It wasn't anything different. I wanted a new toy for Christmas in the new year, and this was it. It was The competitors to this, obviously the ME90, you know, things like the Line 6 Pod Go. I'm not really a big fan of Line 6 products. I think they're more sort of like toys really, unless you're looking at the Helix stuff, which is expensive and complicated. I think this was a good compromise. So I went for it. So let's see what's in the box. Right. Well, there's a surprise to kick things off. So that's a nice little piece of card there. Quick user guide. That's good. Tells you everything you need to know about the setups, and it's got the QR code there to get deeper if you want. Let's just get rid of that for now anyway. What we've got here. Oh. So it comes with a power supply. So there you go, boss. Now, bear in mind, this doesn't run on batteries, which is a bit of a downside for this unit, but you know, it comes with a power supply, so it's not a big deal. And I just wish Boss would do that. Why Boss do that, I'll never know. It says, oh yeah, oh. And it comes with the USB cable, which, you know, I know that everybody's probably got a USB-C cable hanging about these days, but it's just nice of them to put it in the box and include it, so you don't need to go looking for them. Oh, what's this? Hey! 2 free plectrums. Extra bonus points for Valeton for that. That's great. You know, small things count, I think. That's great. Let's just put that to one side. And let's see what we've got here. So it's fairly weighty for a kickoff. So here it is. Oh, let's just put that in the shot properly for you. And first impressions are, this feels quality. It really does. It's solid. Let's have a look at the chassis is all metal, even the sides, the back, all metal. The knobs are plastic, but they feel, you know, they feel good quality as well. One of those is a push. The switches, and this is another reason why I've sort of strayed from Boss. I much prefer these type of switches, you know, like the sort of the Line 6 type switches, rather than the plastic ones on the ME80 series. They take up less space, and that's all you need. Just a switch, that's all you need. And if you look as well, the nice little design point is the back row switches are higher than the front row, which means that, you know, you've got less chance of hitting the wrong foot switch. So that's a good design feature. Even the foot switch is metal. Wow. Even the foot switch is metal. So that top trumps the ME90 for a kickoff. Okay, I just noticed something there. Sort of, this is a little bit of a black mark, is they haven't labelled the inputs and the outputs, which that's a nice to have, and that's what the ME series did have. And it just means when you're setting up, you know where you're plugging stuff in. With this, you don't. You have to sort of pick it up and have a look. I mean, it'll get easier over time, but they could have at least put some labels on the back of there. That would have been nice. And let's start by looking at this back panel. And this is where this GP-200 beats the ME90. You know, it's got XLR out to go to a PA. It's got MIDI. I mean, to be honest with you, I wouldn't really use MIDI, but it's got it, which is a good thing. It's got a, you know, proper USB-C. I know that the ME80's got that now. That's fine. What else has it got? Got the ground lift. Got a switch for another expression pedal. That's, wow, that's good. There's the input. Aux in. It's got an effects loop, which I know that the the ME90 has got now. Balanced left, right, unbalanced left, right out for to go in the amp. So really impressive. Phones as well. So yeah, more outputs than the outputs than the ME90, which is great. Yeah. First impressions, I'm really impressed. I mean, I'm going to plug it in probably in the next video and give it more of a sort of in-depth review and run for its money. But you know, first impressions are this is a lot smaller than the ME80 and the ME90, which is good because it takes up less space on the stage, which is what I want it for. All metal construction as opposed to the ME90, which isn't. I think that's actually got a plastic back now. I think it's got the plastic pedal. So, but this is all metal. I like the fact that it's got less switches and it's got the big, and that is quite a large LCD screen. And I like the fact that you've got 8 programmable switches, and we'll get to that in the next video because there's been various firmware updates for this, and now you can basically assign these 8-foot switches to anything you want, which is another win over the ME90. You can't do that on the ME90. I think this has got sort of, you can change the effects chain order and everything on this, so this is a lot more flexible than the ME90. And I'm just hoping that's going to sound better. If it doesn't, it'll get sent back basically. But yeah, you know, top marks to Valeton. I mean, I wasn't. This isn't a sponsored video, by the way. I wasn't sent this. I bought it myself. But first impressions, I can't wait to get started with it. You know, it's got all the amp models built in if I need them. It's got a range of distortions, you know, more than the ME90 80 ever had. And it, you know, it just so far so good. It looks perfect for my needs. So thanks for watching. The next video, I'm probably going to be, you know, plugging it in various ways into an amp or whatever, and we'll see what it sounds like, and we'll go through the switching, which I'm looking forward to. So I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for liking. Thanks for subscribing. See you in the next one. Try.